Oh, okay.
Okay, so hey, we got Jeff Copeland. Where you at, Jeff?
I'm sorry.
Where are you?
I'm in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. It's a small town in central Kentucky.
Central Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Any websites or social media you want to promote?
Yeah, sure. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. It's Jeff Copeland Art, so you can check out all my work there.
Oh, cool, cool. And how long have you been airbrushing?
Oh man, since the early '90s.
90. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how did you
Yeah.
find out about airbrushing?
Oh, I guess like a lot of people, high school art class. My art teacher had an airbrush that didn't work, so me and one of my buddies got it working.
Oh,
And
cool.
she used to just let us airbrush, and basically all I would do is airbrush kids' names.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes girls would give me a little lunch money to airbrush their name.
Oh, that's cool. Did you uh did you so yourself you basically self taught?
Well, I mean, I had a teacher right out of high school. I went to work at this airbrush shop in our local shopping mall, and he took me under his wing and taught me how to airbrush. His name's Jerry. He was real cool. He taught me everything right from the beginning.
Oh, that's cool. Especially if somebody want to give out the information early. Back then, nobody want to give out no information.
Yeah, he didn't pay me much of anything, but I got to learn how to airbrush, so I was happy to go in and work for $5 an hour.
Yeah, because you got a craft out of it.
Heck yeah,
Yeah. So
heck yeah.
you still in contact with him?
Not really. Sometimes he'll pop up on Facebook, but I'm not really on Facebook very often, so I don't see much of what he's doing. But every once in a while, he'll pop up, and I'll say hey.
Yeah. So your first airbrush, what was it? What you start out with?
Oh, Pache VL. Heck
Man,
yeah,
everybody.
man. And I used it. I used that VL for 10 years. I know. Even when I knew other people were using Iwatas and other guns. No,
They
I,
were
I
workhorses though.
yeah. I'm like,
But
why do I want to change, man? It's like these still work great.
yeah, I seen Ghost posted a picture the other day. He did a porch with one. I'm like, man, they still good guns though.
Yeah, I did an airbrush action uh, painting of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and I used my Paches. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's you can use them. I mean, it's good. It's just they're not quite as good. You have to have higher pressure. You're not going to get quite as fine a line, but you can get a fine enough line with them.
Yeah, and the parts are cheaper.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I miss
especially
that.
so.
So,
Do you collaborate with any other artists over there in Kentucky?
well, I mean, just I worked with Doug. I
Yeah.
worked with him for years. And we did shows and some events, and we worked together during busy days. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, other than him, who have I collaborated with? I did okay, I did a TikTok tour with a guy named Brian. I can't remember his last name, but he's a real cool dude. He's creative airbrush, I think, airbrush Brian.
Yeah.
But he invited me to do some airbrushing with some of the TikTok corporate offices for their end of year, celebrations. He recommended me, and they, invited me. So I collaborated with him on probably a 5 city tour. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did I know I remember were you on WCA? Because I remember you were I remember you had a video go viral with you writing your name and it went viral for a while. Back
Yeah,
back then, huh?
that was one of my first YouTube videos, man,
That
and I
was
still
crazy.
have it up. It's still on there. I haven't taken it down.
Oh no. Yeah, that was a good actually it was a good video. I was still wondering how you did the white and when you put the color on top, how you didn't see the white underneath because I,
Yeah,
I still have that problem with the white showing up underneath.
I mean you can see it. It's just the only problem that I have is airbrushing a color over it. The white makes it. I guess because it's opaque, the color isn't quite as bright as it is on the rest of the shirt when you paint over the white part of the name.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you noticed, if you could see some of the questions that's popping up on the screen.
Oh no, I don't see them. Let's see.
Because Pat said 5 million views. He called you the man. He said the most today.
Who said that?
Pat.
Oh, Pat Gaines. Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Pat. Yeah,
And,
that one video does have 5 million views. It's crazy, man.
yeah.
People still comment on it. It's weird. I'm like, I try to
think that's what
respond to all this.
Pat was talking about that too, about people more interested in watching somebody something that they can learn from off of there. So you do like have you did any videos like that?
Well, I mean, I've done several on YouTube, but none have gone viral like that one.
No.
For whatever reason. I don't know if it was the thumbnail or what, but that one really went viral. Now I have had some on TikTok that, you know, went like crazy viral, and I have no idea why, but you know, TikTok's a different beast, man.
Yeah, that's what everybody seems to go into now.
Yeah, well, I mean, the short form videos are so much easier to make.
Yeah.
You know, on YouTube, it seemed like everybody wanted more explanation and you know, they wanted to know everything about each design. How'd you do it? What paint you use? How'd you do that line? What pressure you use? And it's like on TikTok, they just want to watch you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then beg you to do their name.
Yeah, I see another artist that does that. He does a lot of do the names of everybody that says something to him. So
yeah,
are you doing any t-shirts still, or are you in the shops or anything?
No, I've retired from doing t-shirts.
You still working in the shop?
No more t-shirts. Yeah? It's I mean, I take that back. I do the occasional shirt, you know, for friends and family, but not like in a shop. You know, and then I do them for social media, you know, just to do TikToks and for fun. You know, my kids like them.
Are you on TikTok a lot?
I used to be. I just posted one the other day, and it was the first time I'd posted in probably 2 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. Like, hey man, life gets in the way.
Yeah. So Pat wanted to know for you to tell us about the liners. How did you get into painting the liners?
Well, there's several car clubs in Louisville, Kentucky that apparently, you know, doing the hood liners was very popular, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it was a thing. But there was a guy in Owensboro who was doing a lot of them, and that's how he was making a living. His name, what was his name? Steve Ray. Fantastic airbrush artist, man. He was doing them, and he was getting backed up so much. A lot of the car club guys were coming out to me and saying, "Hey, man, can you do this?" And I'm just like, "Man, I want to paint that. That thing's huge. You know,
yeah.
It's black. You know, it's going to take me forever." But you know, they eventually threw enough money at me, and I started doing them, and realized that it's a niche that, you know, I can make work.
Is it I tried to do one, I couldn't get it. It's a learning curve to it, or is it you just went right to it?
No, there's a learning curve, man. It's frustrating. I mean, you have to pile on the paint.
Yeah.
It's way different. Even on a black shirt, it's way different. I mean, you have to really, really pile on the paint to get it to show up.
To make special, make it. What kind of cars are there? Like, I know a lot of people do the Corvettes. But...
Yeah, a lot of Corvettes, a lot of Mustang GT 350s, Dodge Challengers are real popular. But those are the three main ones, probably, and Chargers too. Scat Pack Chargers are real popular, but mostly Mustangs and Corvettes.
Yeah, the what kind of designs? Is it basically you have designs, or they come in and tell you what they want?
No, everybody has an idea of what they want. You know, well, at this point, I have enough designs, you know, on my website and also on on Instagram, where people will see one that they like and they'll want to copy it exactly, and I'll talk them out of it. You know, it's like, well, let's change it up a little bit to make it unique to you.
Yeah.
But most people have a theme to their car, you know, whether it's superheroes or a lot of patriotic themes. You know, a lot of my clients are retired military.
Mm.
So yeah, almost always they have a theme. If they come to me and say, "Hey man, I've got a Corvette. What should I do to it?" It's like,
That's your car,
how
man.
much money do you want to spend? You know, it's like
Yeah.
we could work something out.
So is it basically the same kind of paint that we use, or is it a different kind?
I use Wicked.
Wicked.
Yeah, yeah. Wicked seems to hold up to the paint to the engine heat really well, and you can clear coat over really good. Like I've tried using E-Tac and even some Aquaflow when I've run out of Wicked, and it doesn't like the clear coat that I use.
Mm. So you have to clear them? I thought it was like they were like some kind of fabric.
They are, but yeah, I still clear coat them. You got to put a lot of paint down for a base, and that's kind of the you got to put layers and layers of paint and then sand the boogers off. That's kind of the secret to getting it so it's paintable. And then when you clear coat it, it actually looks good.
Cause the last guy we did, he was talking about he used house paint to base his shirts. When he's doing black shirts, he used house paint. Like what? That's hey, that's whatever works.
Yeah, that's different. I've never thought about that.
Yeah. So
wonder if it's washable.
Huh?
Wonder how washable it is with latex house paint.
Yeah. The so does the heat the clear don't bother the heat don't bother the clear or anything?
No, I mean I'm guessing that the clear helps it. No, I've been using I was using Scenics Clear. Createx makes a paint. It's for outdoor. It's like they call it theme and mural paint. It's called Scenics, and then they have a clear that's for that paint, and it works really well for the hood liners. But they actually stopped making it, so there's another one they're selling now that I'm going to try. They say it's real similar. We'll see.
Yeah. The so is it I guess it's popular in your area because you said it was another guy so busy. So how did you get started? Yeah. Well, you told me how you got started. He said I thought they were fiberglass, but they're not fiberglass. They're
They do. Some of them are. ACS makes a Corvette and a Camaro. It's like a composite fiberglass plastic material. But they don't make them for all models. So you know, it's C7 Corvette. They make a composite liner and also I can't remember which generation Camaro it is, but you know, just one. They don't make. I wish they made for all of them. That would sure make life easier.
Oh, so they don't have to physically take theirs off. They bring one to you, or they physically take the one off of their car and bring it.
They can. You know, if the one for their car has been discontinued, then that's what they have to do. But otherwise, no. I go to my local dealer and order a new one.
Mm.
You know, I can order a new hood liner from my dealer for $100, which is a lot cheaper than, you know, pulling it off and boxing it up and shipping it to me from Florida or wherever. Now that's going to be $300 or $400.
Yeah. So when you got on TikTok, was it how did you get enough followers fast, or they just follow you over from YouTube or Instagram? You don't know, it just happened, huh?
Man, I wish I had the secret ingredient that I could share with everybody. But honestly, I just started posting videos. It was just quick, like at first it was quick script name designs because Ken Johnson was doing those and he was having a lot of success with them. And I was like, I guess that's what people like to see. So I did some script name designs and it just kind of blew up, man. I don't know. You just kept doing them. You know, I think one of the keys was that I wasn't trying to sell a product. You know, I wasn't shoving anything down anybody's throat. I was just like, here's a name. Here's how I do it. You know, like it, let me know about it, whatever. But
yeah, I'm still stuck at 282. I can't get past 282. I don't know what it is.
280. What are you posting? I don't think I've ever seen you on there.
I'm barely on there too. I just post some of the stuff I draw or the TikTok or the podcast stuff or stuff like that. So
well, you could do TikTok live. Well, no, you can't. You got to have a certain amount of followers. But once you get, I don't know if it's.
I think it's 1,000. You have to have 1,000 followers to go live. Yeah.
Yeah. When you go live, you know, you can do like things for people on your iPad or something, and you know, you get a lot of followers that way. Like
Yeah.
every time I go live, man, I'll end up with 1,500 extra followers.
Damn, I can't get it, but that's cool though.
You will.
Yeah.
Do
So
hey, do an airbrush name, man. That's what people like to watch.
yeah. How many artists is over there in Kentucky? Is it quite a bit of y'all or quite a bit of shops or anything like that?
There's quite a few. Yeah, it's real popular in our area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this whole part of the country, it's airbrush is pretty popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you had a batting helmet video too. How did that? Did you still work on batting helmets or baseball tournaments? You don't do none of that?
Not anymore. I mean, I used to do a lot of them, man. It used to be real popular. I mean, back when I was working with Pat, man, during baseball season, I'd have 70 or 80 helmets, just piled up, and they'd be I'd have to take them home, put them in the garage, paint them at home, bring them back in garbage bags.
Yeah, I've been there. So, well, it's slow. It's basically kind of slowed down because it kind of slowed down here too as baseball. They still want them, but it ain't as crazy as it used to be. So, where did you learn how to do your graffiti?
I had a buddy. Now, first of all, I'm not a graffiti artist. I mean, I like graffiti. I love looking at all street art. I love it. And I had an artist friend in high school who was very, very good at graffiti. His style was amazing. And I got hooked on it because of him. And he was from Southern California. So he did spray painting and, out on walls, and, it was kind of his thing. So I learned from him, just by watching him and whatnot. And I kind of developed my own way of doing it.
Yeah.
But again, man, I'm not under any stretch of the imagination a graffiti artist or a good graffiti writer. I do it because that's what people like to watch.
Yeah.
You see people like Dale who are actually good graffiti writers, and it's obvious, that he's got a big following because of that. But I'm not a graffiti artist. I mean, I used to do them, and it would get a lot of views, but all the graffiti artists would jump on and be like, he's weak, he's a toy, he's terrible, and it's like,
yeah, that's one of the hard parts. I know we bounce it around, but how long does it take a hood liner on average for you to do one?
A hood liner, when I take an order, I'll put it on the calendar for 5 days. And that gives me time to get it ordered, base coated, prepped, sanded, get all the airbrushing. The airbrushing is the most time consuming part. Some of them are pretty complicated. I don't know if you've been on my Instagram to see, but some of them are, 20, 30 hours just in the airbrushing. Most of them aren't quite that long, but yeah, 20 hours is not uncommon. And then, let it set up and then clear coat it, and it's processed and let it dry. So usually I like to give 5 days to get start to finish.
Do you normally have more than one setup at a time, or is it you like to do them one at a time, get one done?
Yeah, I base coat more than one at a time, but no, I only paint one at a time. I mean, I can only focus on one thing at a time, man.
Yeah. So are you basically painting at home? From home?
Yeah.
Or you have a shop? Yeah.
When I started doing them, I was working with Doug Burke, and he would let me do them in his stock room at the mall. So I would come in on my off days and paint in the stock room. And then when COVID hit, they closed the mall for a few months, so I was forced to work from home, and it was easy, man. I transformed my garage into a workshop / man cave.
Yeah.
Well, and also a kids' playroom. I think they spend more time in here than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an easy transition, really. So
no overhead either. Less overhead. You got to worry about paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice. I don't have to drive to work and drive home. It's just I'm here. But it's also, I'm here, so that means I have to be available. Put out fires, kids need something, I got to go take care of it.
Yeah.
It's, family stuff. It's part of working from home.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not ready. I'm almost ready to do it, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I got about three. I think I got about 3 more years, and I'm gonna call it. So,
Just focus on online sales.
I don't know yet. Thinking about what we want to buy some houses and make some just do that for a while.
Oh yeah, you're talking about changing career path.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be done with this, man. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'll see what happens. I know
Yeah.
everybody quit and then come back, but I don't know. Somebody asked, how long do you let the paint cure before you clear it on the hood liner?
A day. Yeah, I let it sit overnight, and I suspect it would be fine to clear coat sooner than that. But I'm not a clear coat expert. I'm
Yeah.
not an automotive paint guy. I'm a t-shirt guy that learned to do hood liners. So I just just out of caution, I give it a day, and then I let it set for another day and a half to 2 days before I wrap it up and box it and ship it.
And you clear it at the house too? Is it a rattle can clear or you got a
No, it's that Scenics clear, and you can brush it on.
no?
Yeah, brushing it on is way better, man. Like I said, this is just a garage, so I mean that spray can clear, man, it gets on everything. It's awful. Even that 2K clear, it looks good, but I mean you don't want that spraying all over your garage. I
Yeah,
mean if you don't have ventilation, set up properly, man, it's not good.
yeah,
So brushing it on, this stuff it smooths out. It didn't have the brush stroke lines. It looks really good. So seems to be working.
yeah. So have you ever did any outside events or travel around or? Oh, you didn't say you travel. Oh, that was the other guy that said he traveled this morning. Did you say you travel around?
Yeah, well, I did that TikTok tour with Brian,
Oh yeah, okay.
uh, Airbrush Brian, and that was real traveling, man. That was flying to San Francisco and then catching a flight and flying to LA and then flying to Chicago and Austin, Texas, and then New York. Dude, that was pretty cool. So that was that was some traveling, and we had to buy. We it was kind of a last minute thing, so we had to buy equipment and stuff at each city the day of the event. So we were hitting Hobby
What?
Lobby. They were getting stuff ready for us ahead of time. Man, an ordeal, but man, it was so fun. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
there's
guess
that. And then I
yeah, it
guess
was a
Doug
hard
and
time.
I have done a few volleyball tournaments.
Oh yeah, and Chile. Y'all didn't y'all do Chile tournaments and all that stuff?
Yeah, we did a few of those. Doug, he's really good at landing those events, and you know, it's it's nice to get out of the shop sometimes.
Yeah,
Go do something that's out of the norm.
yeah. That's I used to do it, but I got out of it. I'm starting to get back into it because now parties is a big thing now. That was the last podcast was about Monday when we were talking about parties and setting up and doing all that, getting out of the shops.
Yeah, just getting out of the shop, man, it's worth it. Even
Yeah,
if you got to stay overnight in a different city, it's still, man, it's worth it. I think it's good for your mind just to
yeah.
see something different.
Break the monotony of just sitting in that shop
Yeah, dude,
yeah,
it's easy to get burned out, man, doing the same thing every day.
every day,
It
same
doesn't
day.
matter how much money you're making. I mean, business can be amazing, and business is, I've had years where business was so good, but I would just be experiencing burnout because it's just the same thing every day. Get up, go to the mall, and mall hours. Well,
Yeah,
before COVID, were 11 or 12 hours.
yeah. It's down to we're 11 to 7. We're 11 to 7 Monday through Thursday. Friday is 8 o'clock. Friday and Saturday is 8 o'clock. But after 6, it's dead. So you're just sitting there.
Right.
So I close at 6. I've been
Oh,
there long.
really? They let you close early?
I've been there long enough, so I guess they don't really bother me no more. They don't mess with me that much no more. Cause I keep
Yeah.
telling them after 6, we're just sitting here waiting to get mugged. I'm going home. Cause that's bad in that area. That area got bad.
Oh, yeah. How so? Like
Um,
violence?
well, there's a lot of car break-ins. I think while I was there,
Oh,
my truck got broken into like 20 times. They stole it once. They snatched
wow.
some purses, and yeah, it's bad out there.
Man, I don't know why people can't act right.
Yeah, I mean it's easier that way, but then and they got to let them little kids run around with the ski mask on. It's about 80, 90 degrees outside. They got on hoodies and ski masks. But yeah, So do you have any other hobbies besides airbrushing?
Yeah, I play a lot of sports. You know, I'm big into golf. Play with me, and you know, my 9-year-old is actually going to be a good golfer, and he likes to go play with me. So, you know, that's been fun. So I get to do that, you know, once a week if I'm lucky. But still, I play basketball with him. You know, he likes basketball. We play soccer some, but it's mostly golf. We do that, and then I've got some of my adult friends, and we go play poker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we like to go play hold'em.
Is y'all got casinos over there in Kentucky or no?
It's on the border. Actually, no, I take that back. It used to be on a riverboat on the Ohio River, right on the border of Kentucky and Indiana.
Mm.
But they changed it, and it's now an actual casino. It's a Caesars right on the Indiana side. So it's not very far. It's maybe 45-minute drive.
Oh, that ain't bad. Our casinos are maybe about hour and a half, maybe. And I started on the little the river boat. Now they all got
Yeah,
down. Yeah,
right. What city are you in?
I'm in Houston.
Houston. Oh, okay. I don't know. I was thinking you were in Austin.
No, I'm in Houston, and we normally go to Louisiana for the casinos. About an hour and a half drive.
Oh, okay. Is that Biloxi? No,
Uh,
that's
Lake
Mississippi.
Charles, Lake Charles. Biloxi's Mississippi.
Yeah.
They got one in Mississippi too, though. So do you keep up with a lot of artists? Do you keep up with a lot of people you worked with before, or
Not like I should.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I've met a lot of artists and worked with a lot of artists, and you know, I know a lot of artists that I would I would say they're friends. You know, but I'm just not good at keeping up, man. Yeah, life gets in the way, you know, and then it's like I'm like, oh man, I need to reach out to him, and then you know, see the squirrel, and then I forget.
yeah, yeah? I feel you on that. It's I'm I guess the longer I've been in it, the more I'm not a people person as much anymore. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, me either.
an introvert and don't want
Me
to.
too, very much. Yeah, I mean, like I was telling you earlier, just doing stuff like this is way out of the norm for me, man.
Yeah,
I'm not a big talker. You know, it's like I will talk to people, but you know, deliberately going on to something like this and having a conversation with somebody, it's not something I would normally do. I mean, hell, just getting on TikTok, turning on the camera, it's
yeah,
like, you know, it's out of my comfort zone, man. I do it because, you know, after I do it, it feels good and it's fun. I see people that like it and they comment and they tell me, you know, thanks for doing my name, because typically it's a request.
yeah,
But doing it, man, it's like, you
yeah.
know,
Like I said, I don't like talking to people either. And it was like weird for me. I'm like, but COVID, with nothing to do. We were just sitting around the house. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just start a podcast and just start talking to people. It used to be just verbal. So I
yeah.
just recently just started to video because a lot of people are like, well, we want to see the video of people. I don't know.
Well, I didn't know we were going to do a video for this.
Oh no, I saw
Mhm.
you. I saw you make a face when I said something. It's like when we came on, I was like, oh, you must have known we were doing a video.
Well, I did. Well, when you told me, you know, when I was messaging you yesterday or earlier today, I can't remember, but yeah, and you gave me the YouTube link, and I was like, ah, we're doing video. All
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, it just started. We just recently started this. It's a little better, I guess, and I guess everybody get to see their favorite artists because some people asked me about trying to get you on for a while now. I messaged you and Doug a while ago, and y'all like, "No, I'm not ready. I'm ready." I was surprised when you finally said, "Yeah."
Yeah. Yeah, Doug. I don't know. He said he was going to come on and talk to you too,
Yeah,
uh, but we'll see.
yeah. That's
Everybody's
cool
busy.
though. It ain't that bad. It's a lot of people after this here. You probably get a lot of people asking you and talking about it. We got Herbert. Herbert said, "Hey,
Oh, hey, what's up? Yo, I see. Okay, yeah, there it is.
are you starting to see him?"
It's
Yeah.
like the little bubble right there. Okay, I was looking at the bottom for a chat stream, and it's not there. But
Oh yeah,
hey,
yeah.
what's up?
So I can go back and show you a bunch of the one Pat was talking about. He's
Oh, there we go.
a beast.
Beast.
Yeah.
Pat, man, Pat's a good dude, man. Pat,
Yeah.
He gave me a job when I was really at a low point. I had moved out of the mall and moved into a standalone store in town, and dude, it was awful. I mean,
Yeah.
and it was a building right next to the mall on the same road, got the same traffic, with cars and people, but it was not the same, man. Oh my gosh, it was a rude awakening. I was getting killed. I couldn't pay my bills.
Yeah.
I reached out to Pat and was like, "Hey, man," because that was during the time of WCA when it was real
Yeah.
big. I reached out to Pat and I was like, "Hey, man, you got anything for me? This ain't working out." And he, messaged me, was like, "Call me immediately," and we worked it out quick. That next Christmas season, I was in Indianapolis, or it was Greenwood, right outside of Indianapolis, working at one of the stores with Eddie Hicks, and it was awesome. It was like,
Let's
I
go.
mean, he really helped me out. It was a low point, but it was like right into making money again. I went and worked with Eddie, and he's, if y'all don't know him, he's a fantastic airbrush artist. I'm not sure what he's doing these days. I know they're not in that mall anymore,
No.
but he's a really good airbrusher.
Yeah, it's a lot of knowledge with that, man. Pat's got a lot of knowledge about it. I'm trying to get him to get on again. I don't know if you listen to his. He had the long, Pat can talk too, and Pat got that. He had the longest podcast, like 2 hours or something like that. I'm just talking, but yeah.
Trying to hear you, man. The audio went out.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me know when you got it back.
All right, there we go.
There you go. Got it. Okay, yeah. So that was another question. Have you ever? You said you haven't tried nothing but Createx, huh? Or yeah, you do the Createx. What about paint that you currently use, and what would you recommend? What paint would you recommend the paint you're using to anyone else?
Well, for t-shirts, when I do t-shirts, I still like E-Tac. But you can't go wrong if you're in a bind. You need to go get some paint. Createx is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that. You go to Hobby Lobby, and you get the little 2-ounce paint bottle.
Oh, no,
Spray's fine. And the good thing about Createx is, the shelf life. I mean, that stuff will sit there on the shelf and be good for years.
Did the sublimation technique to get the outline down ever worked?
He must be talking about a YouTube video I did back. I don't know how long ago it was, but I did a YouTube video where I drew out the design, and then I scanned it into our computer at the mall. And Doug has a sublimation printer, and I printed out the line art on that printer, and then pressed on the line art.
Okay, yeah.
And use that, and it worked really well, man. And those are good because you can reuse it a few times. So I did that technique on a few YouTube videos. That's probably what he's talking about. Yeah. And I don't have a sublimation printer here. I don't really have a use for one. So no, now I'll just print it out and slide it under the shirt, if there's an image, and do the whole tracing technique that way.
There used to be a way back in the day. They used to sell it like the plastisol ones, like the cars. I know on WCA, I think Tom Davidson used to have them, or somebody was selling them.
Oh yeah. That was a long time ago. Yeah, you could buy the you press it on and then airbrush it.
Yeah, the line work.
Yep. Tom did all the line work for you. I'm sure. I know when I was working with Jerry, he had a lot of those. I think he had every one of them actually.
Oh wow, that'd be cool to have all your designs that way. It'd be easier just to press them and just gotta paint it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people were buying them, man, and you could be sloppy with it, and people didn't seem to mind. You get outside the lines, but the line art was so good, it really didn't matter.
Yeah. One of the questions a lot of people always ask is, how often do you have to clean your guns?
I have to clean mine. I found that using Wicked, I've got to clean them more often than when I was using Aquaflow or Createx or E-Tac. I don't know why, but with the Wicked, every couple of months I have to give them a clean.
Yeah, a couple of months.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, Yeah, mine's spraying kind of crazy right now. I don't know what's really going on. I keep changing the front parts. I don't know what the front parts called, but yeah, the but
You mean like the nozzle cap?
yeah, I'm like pretty much every maybe every other week I'll mess around with them and clean them because like I'm starting to do parties now, so I got to start cleaning up 2 setups. Because I used to have a when I had my truck. I don't know if you ever saw my red truck that I used to have. No, okay, I used to have a red truck like a food truck, and I made it a mobile airbrush shop, and I used to go do events in it. And
Okay.
I used to keep a set of guns up in there, and I got away from it. I want to, since I'm doing parties now, I want to go ahead and get back to it. But I was
Oh yeah.
truck. Yeah, I miss it now though.
Yeah. Did you airbrush something on it?
Yeah, yeah. It was like a big food truck. It was an ice cream truck, and
Yeah.
I modeled the inside as an airbrush shop on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty clean.
Yeah, man, those are nice. When I was first coming up airbrushing, I used to dream about having one of those.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's awesome.
yeah. I mean, I had it for about 10 years, and then I wanted to switch to the vans. So I went ahead, and I kept getting problems with the neighborhood. Telling me, well, you can't have it in the neighborhood anymore. You got to go. So
Oh, well, they say it's an eyesore or something.
yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it was here for like 9 years before somebody started complaining about it. So I went ahead and sold it, and now I can't find the van I want.
Yeah.
Because I got different businesses, and I want to get a van for that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, do you read any books? Do you get a chance to read any books?
Man, I think the last book series I read was Harry Potter.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's back when I was working at when I was working at the WCA stores. I was reading those books. But no, I mean I'll listen to a book sometimes, an audio book. I don't remember the last one I listened to, but sometimes when I'm working, I'll put one on. But I mean I just don't have time to open up a book and read it. I mean it's embarrassing because I enjoy reading. You get lost in a book. It's pretty cool.
Do you think you have any more free time? You have more free time now? Or it's less?
Got a wife, 3 kids, working from home.
Yeah.
I got no free time, man.
No time.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't want to make it seem like it's terrible, but it's it's I thought I would have more time than I do. It's just, you want to do other things. Your kids are yelling to go play golf, and yeah, I'm going to go out, play golf,
Yeah.
shoot some hoops or whatever. Things need to get done. I'm going to go do it. So it's good, but it's not like I have much free time. Sometimes I work late or get up early to get a hoodliner done.
Yeah.
But
the good thing about it is you can do it at your own time. Oh, you're reading
yeah.
things?
Let's see. Great to see Jeff. Great fella. Go find some shirts order. Okay. Pat, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah. He said he got to go paint some. I guess he's filling some shifts for people over in Gatlinburg.
I didn't know he was still painting.
Yeah.
I'd heard he was living in Gatlinburg, but I didn't know he was still painting.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Orlando? Or you wasn't where in Orlando? You were somewhere else. Do you get to travel any?
Yeah. We've been to Disney once with the kids, and that's been 3 or 4 years ago. 2 years ago, we did Universal and we did Legoland, and in Orlando, and then we hit Panama City on the way back. And I really enjoy Orlando and Panama City Beach. It's just they're so dang crowded, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I used to think I'd want to live there, but it's just awful getting around. I mean, even going to a restaurant, it's like it takes forever to get there, and then it's an hour and a half wait everywhere you go, especially during the summer.
Yeah, Disney. We went. We didn't get a chance to get on any really long rides because the lines were so long.
Yeah, even the Fast Pass, even those were long. I mean, I can't imagine doing it without the Fast Pass because we wouldn't have gotten to ride hardly any rides without it.
Yeah.
They make you pay for it.
he said he view your work on Instagram and he's just amazed.
Oh, thanks, Al. I appreciate that, man. It's funny on Instagram. I get a lot of hoodliner business from Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's the t-shirt reels that I post that get all the views.
Mm.
I'll post a quick little airbrush t-shirt design and it'll get tens of thousands of views and likes. And then I'll do one of the hoodliners that I spend 20 or 30 hours on, and it's hardly any response, man. And it's like, it's a head scratcher as an artist. It's like, man, because I put everything I've got into this freaking awesome dragon.
Yeah.
But people like, I guess, seeing you write a name and thinking about, hey, I wonder if he'll do my name, so I'm going to call him and ask. And then I guess the algorithm shows it to everybody. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm only guessing, but
yeah. Do you take any out of state jobs, or is just they ship to you and you ship out?
for hoodliners,
Yeah.
oh yeah, almost everything I do is out of state.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've got almost no local client. The last local client I had was in Indiana, and he met me. He actually drove here to my house to pick it up. He and his wife did because they want, this is a real small town, and they've got an old square, and it's some real old restaurants and horse and carriage rides. They've got all kinds of old stuff, man. And they wanted to come visit, so they drove and did that. But that was the last local client that I had. Everybody's out of state. The one I'm doing now is in somewhere southern Florida.
Is it a hard shipping them out?
No, I've gotten to where I pay the UPS guys to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I can do it myself, but I'm not that great at it. You got to measure, and then you got to wrap it, bubble wrap, and then you got to have all the materials on hand. But I've gained a good relationship with my UPS guys, so they take care of me. And also, if you insure it, so if anybody's ever going to do this, and you have the UPS guys do it, you can insure it, and if it gets damaged, and at some point your one's going to get damaged, then the UPS will, if you insure it, they will pay out the insurance because they had their guys, box it. Whereas if you do it yourself, they're going to try to get out of it every single time, from what they tell me. So it's definitely worth it, man.
Well, that's a good thing right there. I think I can't Andy, she does hoodliners too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Andy?
Yeah, Andy Air. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah, I've actually I've recommended her to some clients that couldn't wait for me to do their because I say a few months backed up, and some people don't want to wait, so I'll recommend her.
Yeah, I guess right now it's summer, so it's probably everybody's probably crunk on getting one of their hoods done for car shows or whatnot.
Yeah, they do, man.
Wintertime, right? It gets real cold over there, huh? So
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it gets. We get the seasons here, man. It's cold in the winter. We get snow and ice. It gets hot in the summer. I mean, it was 90 today.
Yeah.
And then you get spring and fall. So it's one of the good things about living in this part of the country, man. You get all the seasons.
Yeah, we don't get all the seasons. We can get all the seasons in one day here. That's Texas is bad.
It's just hot a lot. Is it very humid in Texas?
Yeah. Very humid and hot. Yeah. I think we had a heat wave just come through. It was like 113.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's getting bad over here.
Well, that's what's weird about living out in my part of the country. Like if you go out to Nevada, New Mexico, it can be 113 degrees, but when you walk around, you don't sweat.
Yeah, it's dry over there, right? It's like
there's no humidity really. Whereas here, it'd be 80 degrees, and I'm sweating like a dog. I mean, like crazy.
Yeah. Hey, so what's your favorite part of your job? And then what's your least favorite?
My favorite part is, I enjoy doing artwork, man. I enjoy airbrushing names too. That's why I still do TikToks. But like creating artwork, man, is fulfilling for me. You know, that was something I was missing working at the mall. You know, I wasn't getting that fulfillment. You know, I didn't feel like an artist. Doing the hood liners, I kind of get that a little bit more. So that I like that. And then getting customer reactions, you know, they're just like, you know, oh my God, you know,
Yeah, that's
you know,
always the best part.
you gotta love that.
Yeah.
Least favorite, uh, doing this kind of work takes a lot of hours. And, you know, being like most t-shirt artists I know don't like spending a lot of hours on a project. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like that too. So that's been, I've had to learn to do that. Like, because I'll get bored, you know, painting something and then I'll go procrastinate for 2 hours and then come back and work on it again. So, you know, time management and learning to, to put all the time into a piece of artwork is kind of difficult, you know, for me.
Yeah. But the end is satisfying. Kind of
At
fun.
the end, yeah, oh yeah, you get to the end, man, it's just like, yeah,
Yeah. And then I guess you get the reaction from whoever, you know, is doing.
yeah,
Do you send them pictures or you just wait?
yeah. They get progress pictures.
Yeah. I guess so you allow them to make changes or anything during the process?
They almost never do.
Yeah.
You know, I do a mock-up before I do any work, so I make sure everything is exactly right. You know, I get in Photoshop and I mean, I'll take a picture of the liner, mock up the image that I'm doing on the liner, you know, and we'll adjust sizing and colors, and I'll try to replicate it, you know, exactly as close as I can. So there's no, I mean, you can't do that with flames, obviously.
Yeah.
That's all organic, you know, lightning bolts and stuff like that. But for the most part, they know what they're going to get before I do any work.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you had to let them make any changes, how many changes would you allow before? Because it can be annoying because people want to change up little bitty things, man, right?
Yeah. Well, there are people that like to play art director,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, I'll get started on a project and I'll send I don't know, I'll send my first progress picture. And you know, when you first get started on even on a t-shirt portrait, you spend the first 15 minutes and you know, it doesn't look like much.
Yeah.
It's like that, you know, the first day of airbrushing a hood liner can, you know, just be the base coat and mapping it out, and it's pretty rough looking. And, you know, people be like, okay, but can you make sure that the left hand looks a little bit more, you know, 3D and those clouds look a little bit flat, Jeff? Can we make sure, you know, I'm just going, come on, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. We just
but
started out. Give me a minute.
yeah, it's like I told you, this is what it's going to look like, man. You got to trust me. It's a process. You do it in layers. It's like, you know, doing work in Photoshop. You do it in layers. Just trust me. No, you want to critique and change something, let's wait to the end and make sure, because I got a feeling it's going to be just what you wanted.
Yeah.
Is that Doug on there? Hey guys,
Bluegrass.
great podcast. What's up, man?
Bluegrass. Yeah. Yeah, that's always the hard part is they don't want to wait for the end and they don't understand the process of it all. Yeah.
You know, most people I don't get any art criticism. You know, they don't want to help at all, but sometimes I do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and usually that comes with the mock-up. And man, I mean, you do graphic design work. You know, some of those designs can take 2-3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you know, a complicated design, and then when you do it, and somebody wants to completely change the design, like, you know what? After seeing it, I don't really like that. Let's go with this. It's like, well, dang, I just spent 3 hours on this, buddy.
That's time consuming. Yeah. That's why I said you give them 1 or 2 changes, and after that, you have to start upcharging from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we already been about an hour. Hey, so is there anything we haven't covered that you want to say before we close?
No, I mean that pretty much covers it, man. I appreciate you having me on. I didn't know what to expect. You know, this has been all right.
See, I told you it wasn't that bad. A lot of people be like, I'm scared, I don't want to do it. But then when they get started, it's like,
Nah, I know, man. That's just my personality. Like, you know, I'm like you. I'm an introvert. You know, doing stuff in public is not my thing, really.
yeah.
But you know, once you do it, it's the same thing with doing videos, man. Once you do it and you see the reaction and, you know, it helps somebody,
Yeah.
it's worth it, man. It feels good. It's you're glad you did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate
Yeah.
you kind of took the time to get on with me, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Appreciate it. Well, all right.
But
Let's go ahead.
all right, you take care, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks. Have a good night.